Hello, my name is Rachel, and I love playing with makeup. So guys, I'm refilming my Chatty Get Ready With Me that did not record any sound last week. I did just test my microphone. This better be recording sound, but I can't, be crazy and go test it again and then start it because I just gotta do it. Hopefully it's working. I did figure out what the problem was, and I got a new microphone, and I didn't realize it was battery powered because my old microphone is just powered off of my phone. When I plug it into my phone, it gets the power from the phone. This one has its own power source, and it's like one of those little round watch batteries, which I just fortunately happen to have some because it's the same batteries that my car remote takes, and my car remote had recently died, so I had to go get a pack of those batteries anyway. So I had them on hand, so I was able to replace the battery, and that seemed to be the problem. I need to remember to turn this microphone off. The other microphone doesn't have an on and off. It's just you plug it in, it turns on because it's using the power from your phone, and it has like a mute button, which I think some of my problems with it not recording sound in the past was me accidentally hitting that mute button because it's kind of a tiny button in a kind of weird place. So I think when I'd be adjusting it, I might have hit it a few times. That might have been why in the past with that microphone I had issues. But with this microphone, it was just a dead battery. And everything looks like it's working on the surface, but it wasn't. But hopefully everything's going well now. I don't even know if this new microphone is doing any better than the old microphone or worse or the same. It was just a good deal, and I was like, I've been thinking about getting a new microphone, so I just grabbed it at Best Buy. But anyway, so what we're doing today, or same thing that I did last week, but I'm going to do it again for you guys. I am reviewing my lashydoodle Halloween-themed palette that was in my Gothic beauty box that I reviewed a couple weeks ago. And I'm also I'm going to do it again, even though I absolutely hated these. I'm going to give them another shot. These little these little false lashes that you just press on underneath your lashes. I hated these because, it's no longer a first impression because I tried them last week and I hated them. But when we get to them, we'll talk all about that. And then we also from the Gothic Beauty magazine, there was this white substance that claimed to be a concealer. I think I threw the paper away, but I hadn't noticed. I thought there were a couple things that weren't listed on the list for the Gothic Beauty, and I thought this was one of them, but it was on there. I just missed it somehow. Also, the little cat ring was on there as well. I thought that was just like an extra bonus, but it was actually on there as well, and that's, you either got a sterling silver one or a mix of sterling silver and rhodium. I think mine was the second one because it's had a 4, my eyesight is terrible, but it had 4 digits on the inside instead of the normal 3. And I didn't look up what a rhodium mix that code would be, but it was one number longer than 925. That's all I could tell. So I think I got the mixed one, which is, awesome. That was a really cute ring. And, but yeah. But this was concealer, but it's also shimmery. So they also say you can use it as a highlighter. We'll talk about this. Not really going to use it because I've already had that experience. But when we get to that part of the makeup, we'll talk about that as well. Okay, and I'm not going to narrate my applying makeup. I'm just going to ramble to you guys about stuff, life, all that sort of thing. Oh, I wanted to point out I am wearing my adorable Haunted Mansion headband that was gifted to me by Pixie from the channel Sequin. I will try to remember to link her channel down in the description box below. And yeah, let me start thinking about what I'm going to do with this makeup and talk to you guys. So let's see. I guess it's only a couple weeks till Christmas. I don't know why. I've just never been a super, well, I can't say never. And somewhere along the way, I lost my love of Christmas, my interest in Christmas. I don't really like Christmas. This time of year, I don't like it. And I can't point to any one thing that ever happened to make that change because, there was a time where even when, I was an adult and out on my own, I had a tree I would put up. I actually just got rid of it at my yard sale recently. But I would have a tree that I would put up, and, we would do the gifts under the tree and get together with friends thing. And I don't know, somewhere along the way, I lost all of my interest and passion for that. And I think it just became too stressful of a time of year. So I just, bah humbug. That's what I gotta say about that. So a couple of weeks, last week when I filmed the first version of this, the outfit that you saw in the second video that I did, which it was a Killstar dress with a sheer top, a vinyl cuffs, and a vinyl, like, really long pointed collar, and I was wearing the Killstar orange Avril Lavigne plaid bra that I'd gotten for $3 at the Killstar Black Friday sale. I was wearing that underneath it. And the reason I was wearing that was because that's what I had worn to the goth club that we went to the weekend before, and I wanted to show off the outfit I wore to the goth club. I've considered wearing it again right now, but I'm like, I'll put something else on, and I'll just tell them about it. and if I didn't get a picture of the whole outfit, but I'll probably put up just one of the pictures from the video that just shows it on me, so you can get an idea. But it was it was Bryant's birthday, and it was also another friend, Shannon, her birthday. So we went up for the weekend to, our friends live between DC and Baltimore. So we went up there, and for Shannon's birthday, we had this amazing murder mystery dinner, but it was Barbie themed. It was a Barbie themed murder mystery dinner, and it was a lot of fun. I was actually the victim. I died. And then the rest of the weekend would go on to actually also continue to kill me, because I'm too old for this heavy partying 2 nights in a row thing anymore. I mean, I did it. I made it to the end of the night on Saturday, because the first party was Friday. And then Saturday we did a bar crawl in Baltimore, where we ended up at Metro Shock, which is a monthly goth industrial night in Baltimore, where one of Bryant's friends, I guess now one of my friends, is a DJ there. And he's like the resident DJ there, and so we ended up there. But the bar crawl was a lot of fun. We were supposed to have dinner at this adorable little bar, not bar, but little, like, restaurant thing. I forgot what it was called, but we had too big of a party when we didn't make reservations or anything, and our party was just too big, and they just didn't seem happy that we were there, and they wouldn't even let us, because the bar was empty, but they're like, you can't sit at the bar, and just, so we left, and just, like, not even a block away was like a giant mall food court without a mall, if that makes sense. It was just this huge food court with a really nice bar inside, so we got some delicious drinks there, and then one of the little food stands was, like, Korean, so I got myself some Korean barbecue. I mean, but they had everything there, like everything you could imagine. They had it somewhere. One of the booth stalls, whatever you would call them. I guess they were like, it was like a food court. So one of the little, restaurants counters for just about any type of food you could imagine. There was fried chicken, there was pizza, there was sushi. I think there was Mediterranean. So whatever you wanted, you could probably find it there. I can't remember the whole name of the place, but I know it was a giant R. It was R something. And but yeah, so I got a little Korean bowl from the little Korean counter, and it was pretty good. It was not the best, example, but it was reasonably healthy. I had it on greens and with the pickled veggies and everything, and it was pretty good. And then we moved on to a gaming bar, which was a lot of fun. You can rent games, and they have, like, these rooms down in the lower part of the establishment with just huge tables. So we were able to sit, all of us, at one of the tables, get a fancy drink, go sit at one of the tables, and we got Cards Against Humanity, and we played Cards Against Humanity. And like I said, there were like 12 of us. I think I said that. That's why that one restaurant didn't have the room for us. But so Cards Against Humanity, I do enjoy it. I hate to admit, but I do enjoy that game. It's a lot of fun. And we had a good time doing that. And then I think, was there one more bar? Editing Rachel here. There was one more bar, which I completely forgot about. It's a bar called The Crown, and they also have Korean, like, bulgogi and bibimbap bowls. And I got more Korean barbecue type stuff there. And theirs is so delicious, so good. We've been there several times. So good. Highly suggest, if you're ever in Baltimore, Korean barbecue at The Crown. I'm not sure if we just went straight to Metro Shock after that, because that might have taken us until Metro Shock opened, and then we just went to Metro Shock, and then we closed Metro Shock down. We stayed until they closed at 2 a.m. And I'm, like I said, I'm just a little too old for that. I made it. I survived. I probably didn't feel the best the next day, and it took me a couple of days to fully recover, but I did it. But yeah, there was a time when I could do that 4 or 5 nights a week. That time has passed. But I had an amazing time. We had an amazing time. And then, let's see, what else? Trying to think, what else I did. Oh, this past weekend, I vended at the Witching Hour. Seance is their new night. It's in Petersburg, Virginia, which is only about a half hour from here in Richmond. I'm still in Richmond, by the way. The renovations are ongoing. They should be done. He says he only has like maybe, a few days of work left, but I told him because it is the holidays and he's very active. My handyman, he's very active in his church. So I was like, don't worry about it. As long as we can get this done by the end of January, I'll be fine. Because at this point, there's really nothing I can do as far as listing it until probably May anyway. So as long as we're done by the end of January, I can get like the repairs and painting done I need to get done here. So it'll be ready to go on the market by May. I mean, I am a little, maybe a touch nervous financially wise, but I should have enough money to get me through till at least June. So hopefully, it sells quickly once we do get it on the market. And then everything should be fine from there. I'm still planning on doing the Gothic Cruise in, was that March? Yeah, I'm still planning on doing the Gothic Cruise in March. I'm kind of going to cheat a little on the finances for that because I don't really have the money right now because I had planned to have my house already on the market and sold by now. So I'm planning on getting like a 0% interest credit card to put the cruise on. And then wasn't that like part of the plot of, what was that movie with Bette Midler where she takes her girls on a cruise? And she does it by taking out a credit card and then spends next year's paying it off or whatever. I forgot. Was that Beaches? I can't remember what movie that was. But anyway, so I'm kind of pulling that number because once I sell the house, I'll be able to pay it all off, and it won't be an issue as long as everything else goes to plan between now and then, right? But yes, that's how I'm planning on affording financing the cruise. And, maybe intellectually I shouldn't do it, take that chance and all, but it's one of my favorite things to do. And I really just want to go this year because, like, my friends, a lot of my friends, I only get to see them on the cruise, and a couple of them who, don't go every year are going, so I want a chance to go see them and all that stuff. What am I doing here? I did want to talk about this palette just for a second because this is the one I got in that Gothic Beauty box, and I did want to review it. The mattes and shimmers are very delightful. They're very like soft and velvety in the pan, and I guess I can show you a couple of swatches real quick. Now this color, I've talked about this type of color a billion times before. It's a duochrome. It's that red to green duochrome that, like, the first instance I ever ran into it was in a Wet n Wild palette, like, years, maybe decades ago. Like, that was probably my first duochrome ever. And this palette also has one that's, like, I have a lot of palettes that have this exact same duochrome in them. And but it's a really pretty shade. You can see on my finger, you can get a better of the green and then the red. So, but like I said, they all feel so soft. And then there's just this regular green. That's a shimmer. It actually has a really nice matte black, which is the one that I just put on my eye. I got rid of my James Charles palette, which had probably the nicest black of any palette I had used. Let me get a makeup wipe. But that was the only color that I really ever reached for that palette for, so I didn't feel like it was worth keeping that whole palette for that one shade. So I did pass that one along. So I'm glad that this one has a really nice black. And then it has two. This is like a shimmer they're both black shimmers. I think this one might be a little more glittery, where this one's more of like a traditional shimmer. And those are really pretty too. Those are really nice. Actually, I don't think I'd even tried that one before, but that one's like a really nice dark black. But my only problem with this palette are the glitters. I just cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to use glitters in gel. and these glitters are all glitters in gel, and they're very weird because you got to dig into them. But like if you just rub your, actually, I ran into this last time too. Like when you just rub your finger on them, sometimes you get nothing, and then other times, I think it's because my fingers are a little wet right now. But they just, initially when I would run my fingers on them, nothing would come up. It would just be, you can see here, that's the yellow and the black glitter. But yeah, they would just, my finger would come up completely clean. But I think now that I've like kind of broken the surface on all of them, they're actually kind of working now. See if I can, I don't know, put these here maybe. But I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to make these work. Like, I just tried to swipe that one onto my hand, and as you can see, it's still all on my finger, and it's actually like does not want to come off my finger. So applying it with the finger isn't easy. The yellow one worked a little bit better there, but still a lot on the finger. It's just... So I'm not sure how you get it onto your eye. Like, I tried a brush. Like the method I had the most luck with was by tapping, but I still got very little actually on my eye. And it was just patchy. So yeah, I don't understand these glitters. I don't understand how to make them work. So if you have advice on how a person uses, you know, gel glitters in a palette, maybe glitter glue would somehow help. Although I'm still having the problem of figuring out how to transfer it from the pan to my actual eye, because like I just showed you, if I get it on my finger, I can barely get it to transfer off my finger. Get all that off. So yeah, I absolutely love all the mattes and shimmers in this palette. The glitters, I cannot figure out how to make them work to save my life. All right, let me move on. But yeah, where was I? Okay, so yeah, so that is how I am going to try and make it to the cruise this year. I need to hurry up and get on that though, because I just keep putting that off. So, but that's in March. That's, I think, like the first week of March, like March 2nd to the 9th. So that's plans there, and then we still have the big beach week that Bryant does every year, and has since the year before I met him. That's when he started it, the year before I met him. But you know, every year he does this big beach trip with all of his friends. We stay in this huge mansion down on the Outer Banks, and that's in May. So I've got that coming up. So like, things have been good. Things are good. A lot of good things happened this past year. I had a lot of fun, but I've been in a funk. Like these past. And again, it could be the Christmas thing. I'm not real sure what's been wrong with me, but I have just, like, this is Thursday. This video has to go up tomorrow. I was supposed to film this video Monday, but I didn't want to. I was supposed to film it Tuesday, and I didn't want to. I was supposed to film it yesterday. I didn't want to. The video that I published this past Wednesday, I actually filmed last week when I filmed those other videos, so I already had that one ready. I just have been in a mood. I'm just sad all the time. Like, I wander around the house not wanting to do anything, not getting anything done. I've been crying a lot for no reason. And I'm sure it's like, most of the year was good, but I did lose one of my closest friends in August, and then I lost Monster. I guess it's been about a month now. It's crazy how quickly time flies. It's been almost a month since I've lost her. And I don't know, like, and I can't say that my mood right now is, you know, directly related to those two instances, but I'm sure they didn't help. It happens though, you know, like I think we all get, well, most of us, I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but I think most of us get depressive periods where for no reason or no seeming reason, we're just sad and cry a lot. That's just where I'm at. So that's a thing. Like, losing Monster was really hard. I mean, it seemed like it happened so fast, but at the same time, when I think about it, there were warning signs. I'm actually going to attempt one of these glitters, which is just going to be a terrible idea, but I'm going to try that red glitter just to put on my, add a little color to my lid here, I think. And I found what did work best when I did use it last week was just padding. So you get a little bit, but mostly you just pick up the eyeshadow that you laid down previous. These glitters, I just don't understand how to use these glitters. Okay, just good enough. But yeah, like when I really think about, like, some months ago, I'm not sure exactly how long, like maybe last spring sometime, I noticed that her fur was getting rougher. It wasn't as soft and silky anymore, and I just attribute it to age. She was a short-haired cat, and she would get an occasional mat on the back of her, which is just very strange and unusual because, you know, it hadn't happened previous, and then suddenly it started happening. But I just attribute it to she was getting a little older, and then like a few weeks before it, you know, it all went bad, I suddenly could feel her spine when I'd pet her, but she didn't look like she'd lost weight, which was the weird thing. She still looked chubby, even a little overweight, but I could suddenly feel her spine, and that's a sign of a cat that just suddenly loses a lot of weight quickly. And I just attributed it to her getting older because, like I said, she didn't look like she'd lost weight, and at the time she was still eating fine and begging for treats all the time, so I just didn't think anything of it. I just, again, attributed it to her getting older because, I mean, they just turned 10, which I know isn't super old. I think 13 is like the average lifespan, although cats, of course, can live up to 20 or even in rare cases 30. But I think those were signs. I think she had been sick for a while, and I just didn't catch the signs. And I'm 100% not sure if taking her to the vet at that point, because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with $900 in tests, with her being very obviously sick. So I feel like if I had taken her when she was still being healthy, they wouldn't have known then either. So even though I keep beating myself up over, you know, not taking her to a vet sooner, like when I first noticed a difference in her fur or something like that, I don't think it would have made a difference. I feel like, and I also feel like when I did, like, even though the vet said they didn't know what was wrong, I feel like they knew something was seriously wrong, because then they made comments like suggesting I put her in hospice care, and they did suggest euthanasia even at one point. And I was just so confused. At the time, I was just so raw, you know, just so upset that I just didn't think anything of it. But I don't know. And then I am angry that, like, I have a cat that her issue is she's not eating. So what they did was they sent me home with an antibiotic that had to be given twice a day with food, and she wasn't eating. And then they also last minute tacked on a really expensive prescription cat food for digestion for a cat that's not eating. So I felt like they were just adding things that they could charge me for that weren't going to help. So I don't know. But I'm gonna stop thinking about it, because I just have a lot of guilt that I wasn't able to do anything for her, that I didn't see it happening. You know, I didn't respond quicker. I don't know. But it's just, so I've been really, I know that's been one of the things that's definitely been upsetting me. It's just feeling a lot of guilt there. But anyway, let's stop talking about that. Let's move on. Let me move on. I don't want to start crying and messing up what little makeup I managed to get on here. But you can see with the glitter, it's not, you know, it's just patchy and not very, I don't know. I can't figure out how to make that work. And I did try a brush last time with kind of worse effects, in that it just sort of crumbled everywhere and then fell onto my face and disappeared. Okay, I did want to talk about this supposed concealer. I'm not going to put this on. I did last time. I put it on under my eye, and all it did was it made my under eye brighter but then you could really see all the lines. It really brought out all the lines and wrinkles. They were just brighter. And then I tried to use it as a highlight because they said, well, it's shimmery, you can use it as a highlight. And it just disappeared completely when you tried to pat it on as a highlight. It's weird. So I really I was supposed to try and use this as a eyeshadow base. That was going to be my next, attempt to put this to use, but I totally forgot. So yeah, that is what I'm going to attempt to do with this next, is use it as an eyeshadow base, because I feel like a white eyeshadow base, it'll make it sticky, and who knows, it might even make the glitter work better. But anyway, too late for that. Let's put that to the side. Let's move on. What was I talking about? I don't want to talk about sad things anymore. Let me move on to other things. Oh, this past weekend, I think I touched on this. I vended at the witching hour. What am I doing? Oh yeah, so go do face powder next. But I vended at the witching hour, which is actually the night that Bryant and I met at, over 2 years ago in October. And they had lost their venue, so they hadn't been doing events for a while, but they've recently started in Petersburg, Virginia, which is only a half hour from here in Richmond. Oh yeah, that's where I left off, because I got distracted by talking about their renovations and not being able to move yet and all that. Okay, so anyway, so Petersburg is only a half hour from here, which is awesome. And they've given me an open invite to vend whenever I want. Whenever I want, they're having an event, I can come, because the person who founded it is a good friend, and then her partner is also a good friend. So, well, not her partner at the club. She also has, her romantic partner, and I know those can be confusing terms, but her club partner, her club DJ, her fellow DJ person, promoter who's working with her, it's now the Witching Hour Presents Seance, and it's been so much fun. I've gone to several, and I've actually done reasonably well for just a little couple hour club night vending. Each time I've gone, I've done reasonably well, which is kind of awesome. Normally when I agree to do these club nights, I don't really expect to make a lot of money. I do it for the networking and for the fun of it, and to go hang out with friends and stuff like that. But I've done reasonably well, enough to I was able to afford Christmas. I don't do a lot for Christmas, just my Bryant and my parents and my nieces and my brother and his wife. That's all I do for Christmas these days. Yeah, so I was vending, and for the first time since 2019, I saw my ex. And some of you who've been here for a long time know that the reason I even started doing YouTube was I had gone through this really tough breakup, and I was finding a way to distract myself from all that. And eventually, I think it took me 3 years, but eventually I did a video on the relationship, and I'll try to remember to put that up in the cards here. But yeah, I eventually did a video on the crazy relationship, because let's just say, I don't want to completely spoil it, but yeah, he left me for a murderer. It sounds a little more dramatic than it probably is, but she was featured in her own Discovery Channel documentary about the crime. But anyway, none of that has anything to do with anything, but if you are more interested in that story, I will put a link up here. But I hadn't seen him since we broke up, and I guess we broke up in the end of, was it in 2018 or 2019? I don't know. We broke up the year before the pandemic started, or it was 8 months before the pandemic started, 9 months before the pandemic started, because we broke up in April, and then the pandemic started the following January. So almost a year before the pandemic started, we broke up. I haven't run into him, even though we run in the same social circles. We've been fortunate to not run into each other since then. So he actually showed up because he's single again, and there was a pretty young girl that he was obviously been chatting up and was hitting on. Obviously, it didn't work out between him and the murderer. He's actually gone through, there was her, and then there was another young woman that I don't really know anything about, but apparently they recently broke up, so now he's back on the prowl. But he completely ignored me, and I ignored him, so it wasn't a big deal. It was kind of meaningless. In the end, you worry about that happening, and then it happens, and it's just it's fine. So I have no interest in rekindling any sort of friendship or anything. And he obviously doesn't either. So, but that was for because like my friends told me, because it was actually his birthday, and so my friends, because actually that's how I met my friends who run the that night, and I have given me the open invite to vend whenever I want. I actually met her through him. So, I mean, I'm grateful for that relationship, because I did meet a lot of awesome people. I will say that. I did meet a lot of awesome people, and I got to keep a lot of those awesome people after the relationship ended. It wasn't like I met awesome people who then all ostracized me after the breakup or anything. And I did have a few people ask, afterwards, if I wanted them to, ostracize him, basically, and I said absolutely not, because I had couple friends who were like promoters, because he's also a musician, who would be like, I won't book him or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, just keep going as normal. Don't, it was a relationship that went bad. He didn't do anything so terrible that I think that he needed to be kicked out of the scene or anything. It was just a bad relationship. Just things went bad, He's not the best boyfriend. I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he's a terrible partner. But yeah. So anyway, what am I even going on about there? So that was last weekend, and then coming up this Sunday, I'm vending again. Our local goth club here in Richmond called Fallout is having, like a couple times a year, they have something called a black market. And so they're having their black market, their like Christmas one. And, just vendors, but it doesn't have to be craft things. It could be just you yard sailing stuff, trying to get rid of stuff. So I do have some housewares I'm going to try to get rid of. I have some clothes I'm going to try to get rid of. And I am going to also take some of my jewelry and chainmail and stuff. So I am doing that this coming weekend, this Sunday, which is only a few days away. So I'm looking forward to that, at least. Although Bryant won't be able to join me this time, so he has to go do some family stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to think of I know there's things I'm missing telling you, because I'm only at half hour right now, and that last video I did was an hour. So there's definitely things I'm forgetting to tell you guys. I don't even know what I talked about last week. Last week was one of those, or when I filmed that first version of the video, it was one of those times where I was like in a super chatty, talkative mood, and everything just flowed smoothly from me. and today is just maybe just a touch harder for whatever reason. But like I said, I have and it might be holiday related, because I feel like the closer we're getting to the holiday, the more blah I'm getting. More sad I'm getting, and I don't know why. There's never been a terrible thing that happened to me on Christmas that would make me, not want a Christmas. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, I was just using this old Anastasia palette. This thing is ancient. But yeah. And what else? Oh, mascara. I was trying this mascara. This came in one of my Walmart beauty boxes, and I actually just received which I'm guessing is the winter one that I'm about to do. After I get ready, I'll be filming that. And be filming a sponsored Temu video. And then I have another non-sponsored Temu haul coming up as well. Sorry about all the Temu content. I've been trying to do Goodwill. I go to my local Goodwill once a week, and then I go to one that's a little further away once or twice a month. There's been nothing for months. I feel like it's been months since whatever my last Goodwill haul was. The only thing I've purchased from Goodwill since my last Goodwill haul, it has been the denim jacket that I'm going to dye and decorate for you guys. Again, a new denim jacket I'm going to dye and decorate. But I am going to work on that video hopefully next week, because I really want to get that done. But That's the only thing that I found. I haven't found anything. Like, not even anything for me. Nothing for Poshmark. I just haven't been finding anything that I've liked at my Goodwill or the other Goodwill. Like, I had that spate of really good luck, and then there's just been nothing. I need to do another all-day trip where I hit like 5 or 6 of them, but I'm just so scared that they're all going to be like that because, like, the one near me is pretty big, and then the other one I go to a couple times a month is even bigger, and neither one have had anything. They're packed full of stuff that I don't like. Okay, let me do this real quick. My opinion of this mascara was it wasn't terrible. Not terrible, not great, but it does this thing where I swear I put it on and it looks really good. And then I go do the other side, and when I come back, it's like gone. It like fades. Like, how does mascara fade? What is happening? Yeah, see? And it could just be my imagination. I might look back at that footage and be like, what am I talking about? That looks exactly the same. But I swear, when I put it on, it looks really good. And then I go to the other side, do the other side, I come back, and it's not there anymore. And like I said, it could just be all in my head. I'll watch the footage back and be like, you're crazy. Do the other side, and then I'll come back and show you again. But yeah, like this side was fine. Now I feel like it just disappeared. What is even happening with this mascara? This happened to me last week too. I thought it was the craziest thing. But yeah, and I'm not sure if it really builds that great either. Like, I don't know. It's Cleantopia from, I think, CoverGirl. Is that right? CoverGirl? Lash Blast. Yeah, CoverGirl. Lash Class. So it's like supposed to be like their clean makeup mascara. So I guess healthier ingredients or something. I don't know. But I mean, it's not the worst mascara I've ever used, but I don't think I would go purchase it. I think I still prefer the Essence ones that I use, although I need to get new ones of those because I have a bad habit of opening a mascara and then using it for a year, sometimes longer. Oh, okay. I'm just going to give up on trying to make this work for me. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's fine. It's just fine. Really, the best mascara I think I've ever used was that It mascara. I can't remember the name of it. It was by, I got it in like an Ipsy. It's just expensive, and I just can't bring myself to spend that much money on a single mascara that you're supposed to throw away in 3 months. I think I kept that one for like 2 years. But let's see here. What else we got? Okay. Let's move on to these, because these things, I hate these things. Can't believe I'm going to try these again. Now, the first problem is, see, on the box, they're going to show those tweezers. They give you these tweezers. Also, there's already glue on the lashes, right? So you put it under your lash, and then you're supposed to use the tweezers to squeeze it together. The glue just sticks to the tweezer. So then when you pull the tweezer away, the lash is just on the tweezer. And then doing the left side was like almost impossible. Like I was able to do the right side after a few minutes, but doing the left side was like not great. Okay, let's try this again. We are going to give this another try. Maybe using that other type of tweezer would work better. I don't know. But yeah, see, I went to squeeze it with the tweezer, and now it's just stuck. I don't know if you can see that, but now it's just stuck on the tweezer. For a minute there, I was like, oh my god, did it work? No, it's stuck on the tweezer. It's like, the whole concept of this is just terrible. I don't understand why anyone would choose this over normal lashes. Okay, I got it on that time. And I'm only putting one on each side. You know, they give you, of course, several in here. I think this is like a sample pack. I think the real packs are bigger and come with the different tweezers. Now, I really had a problem with the left side last time, so it's all crooked. Did a terrible job. Super crooked. Put it too close to the... Okay. See, I got it too close. You can see that. To the eye. So now it's just like really obvious that there's something weird there. Try one more time. Yeah, I think I did this last time too, where I totally lost one. My goodness, I'm covered in so much powders. There was so much fallout from that glitter. I am coated in that glitter. Okay, I'm going to do one more because I lost that one. I did that last week too, where I lost one. It's somewhere underneath me. I probably vacuumed it up when I did a little vacuuming in here. But there's another one down there now for vacuuming. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, they're a pain in the arse. I don't know if they really like... I mean, I guess if I put more on, but I feel like they're just kind of the same length as my actual lashes, so they don't really seem to add anything. So they're like a lot of work for very little reward, if any reward, really. So yeah, that's my opinion of those. I don't know why anyone would choose these over just a normal strip lash, or my favorite, magnetic lashes especially. So yeah, so I do not like these at all. I'm sure someone out there does, not me. And let's see what else we have. Lipstick. We're down to just lipstick. I think I've done a decent job. Should I even bother with brows? I don't think I have a brow brush. Yeah, I didn't bring a brow brush, so we're not even going to bother with brows. Oh, I know what I can do. Also from lashydoodle, that I got in my Gothic Beauty subscription box last, whatever that was. It's got eyeliner on one side, but I very seldom use liquid eyeliner, and for things like this, you know, where I'm just filming some videos, I actually just use eyeshadow because staying power isn't super important. But I just opened the eyeliner in twice. It has this little spiderweb stamp, and apparently they also make a bat stamp, and I really want a bat stamp. I had seen a bat stamp some time back, and I really wanted a bat stamp. So I probably really need to go to their site and get the bat stamp. But they did in the beauty box give this little spiderweb stamp, which I'm just going to do one right here. Okay, I probably could have pressed a little harder. Not terrible. I'm always afraid of pressing too hard because then you get the edges, you know, from the... It's not supposed to be on there. But yeah, that's fine. I'll just put a little spiderweb there. That's cute. Okay. And then we'll just do lips and we'll be done. I'm not sure what else. Like I said, I know there's things I'm forgetting to talk about because I've just been in a mood. But so I am going to do I got this Coven black lipstick that was a gift from Go to Hell Girl here on YouTube. She did send this to me. Very sweet of her. Thank you so much, Maria. I just love the way this smells. It smells so good. Anyway, I have this little 3 set, and these are pretty sheer when you use them by themselves, but there's a black, a purple, and a blue. I believe I did get these on Temu as well. I just loved the packaging because it's got the cute little skull and crossbone going on there. I tried the blue, and it didn't work at all, over top the black. And then I tried the purple, and I got good results with the purple. But I'm going to try the blue again because I didn't try the tapping method. I figured out with the purple, if I just tap it on, it works better. The blue, I kept trying to swipe it on, and all it did was pick up the black lipstick. So I'm going to give this another try with the blue. So even with the tapping it on, it's doing what I think the mascara is doing. It's just like disappearing. Like it's there, and then it disappears. Yeah, and then I rub my lips together and it's gone completely. So I want to go back to the purple, like I did last time. I'm going to put the purple on top. So that one definitely worked better. Hopefully it works again. I feel like it worked better last week, but it's fine. These actually do dry down. The Coven does not. The Coven is just a normal bullet lipstick. But these actually do dry down, even like after you put them over top a regular lipstick after a while. Takes them a while because you've got so much on your lips at this point. This one does eventually dry down a little bit. And it's really difficult to remove. Even with like a makeup wipe. But anyway, I do like the effect though. If it's it is working right. I've got the black with the purple like shift. So I do really like the combining those two lipsticks. But yeah, I think that's it. That's enough of me talking about me. What about you guys? Oh, and if you are wondering, the other two cats they're doing okay. They wander around the house meowing a lot more than they used to. So sometimes I think they're oh, and Jasmine just pushed her way through the door. I didn't have the door completely shut. I had it mostly shut because I wanted to retain the heat. I had a heater running in here because the downstairs in this house gets so cold. So cold. And I wanted it to be warm in here for me to do all this. But yeah, so Jasmine is over there at the door. I don't think she's going to come over. Hey, Jasmine. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi, baby? I don't know if you guys can see her. There's her tail. Yeah, there she is. There's my baby. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, Jasmine was relentlessly bullied by monsters, so I'm not 100% certain she's, completely upset, but at the same time, I still feel like they're kind of always looking for her, which is really sad. And Poos was a little closer. Poos was Monster's mother, and Poos was a little closer. And she's definitely been very clingy. She's been so clingy. And I hope, it's that guilt thing. I'm like, I hope they don't think I got rid of her and now they're just trying to suck up to me or something. I hope that's not. Oh, God, my brain. Always trying to make myself the villain. But, okay. So how are you guys? How are you guys doing? Let me know down in the comments below how you all are doing. I've rambled long enough now. Hopefully I can cut this down a little bit. I did make it to that hour point, but hopefully there's a bunch of stuff I can cut out, trim out. I don't know. We'll find out. Let me put on some finishing spray and we'll finish up. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to now go film my other 2 videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for listening to me just ramble about nothing for the past however long this video ends up being. I really appreciate you guys. You guys really have, gotten me through so much in these past, I guess I've been doing this for 3 or 4 years now, and you guys have just gotten me through so much. I really appreciate you all, and I hate to say it, but there are times where I really miss lockdown. I don't want to go back. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to go back because you can't recapture, the magic of a moment, as it were. But I was one of the few people who really enjoyed lockdown. It was just me and the cats. I was working from home. I only had to leave the house once a month for a grocery run. It was... I don't know. I think that might just be the depression talking. The depression wants to go back to isolation, But, okay, I need to shut up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, of course you can give me a thumbs down, and please tell me all about it in the comments below. And please subscribe to the channel. And I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we're living in. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.